Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another Spoilon Saturday. So today is Saturday, which means we have more things to talk about, more things to uncover, and more things for me to share with you, the MSF community. And today we're going to be doing a carry on from last weekend when I talked about the new team that's going to be for the month of December, the Immortal X-Men, which is the official tag that's going to be for the next team. And now I'm here to unveil to you. I guess you could say it's the Boilon guarantee of what some of the reworks are going to be. And in fact, one of the newer characters that are going to be coming out to this team as well, which is really exciting to talk about. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. Now, I just wanted, before we jump into everything, I do want to do a really quick recap of what we did last weekend. And so we talked about how that this team, this upcoming X-Men here, presumably Hero X-Men team, I mean, I haven't heard anything different, is going to be related or based on the Quiet Council of Krakoa. However, it is going to be using the team tag of one of the, I guess, more recent comic runs lately related to this called the Immortal X-Men. So the tag name for the team is called the Immortal X-Men. Now, one thing that I do want to point out is that the first character that I did mention at the beginning, or I guess about a week or two ago now, was that it was related to Storm. The Storm was going to be on the team. And this part, she is getting, something's happening to Storm, but she is not necessarily getting the Immortal X-Men tag. And what this has started to tell me a little bit is that this might be in line with what happened last year around this time with the Sinister Six and Superior Six. And I'm wondering if that's kind of what we're going to be seeing here. So I want to touch on that a little bit. And for that, I'm going to be jumping to my slides that we're going to be taking a look at. I'm also going to be jumping into full screen mode because you can see a little bit better. So there I go. So Immortal X-Men, right? This is on the right-hand side. You can see the cover of comic issue number 1, which I actually have it like somewhere in my room. I just forget what year this was, but I think it was like 20, it was like 2021 or 2022. But anyways, this is, we're in MSF, we're following the Age of X storyline, which is very heavily, leaning on the Krakoa kind of stuff that's been going on basically since 2020 and beyond. So this is going to be a hero mutant team, and I think that this is going to be a possible Superior Six, Sinister Six mirror. And what I mean by that is, like, again, same time period. You're going to get some broader X-Men reworks, but there is going to be the primary team, like Superior Six, which is going to be your Immortal X-Men. So we'll have to see. Now, as far as the game modes, I'm suspecting it's going to be some combination of raids and Cosmic Crucible. Now, the other thing is right, we've already introduced awakened abilities like they've done with the astral characters, right? There's been 2 on the regular astral characters, down from 4, by the way. It was supposed to be 4 for all of them, but it was brought down to 2. And then the Shadow King does have all 4 of them, right? And so I'm hoping that if it's a 1/2 game mode kind of team kind of thing, at least for the Immortal X-Men, that they decide to keep the PvP game mode locked from the Awakened and not something like raids, right? So I really hope that going forward that they decide to keep Awakened abilities specifically for PvP game modes and not PvE game modes, because I don't want to see, and because that they experimented with this with Astral, I just got to assume that they're going to carry this over for a couple more teams at least, because there's not enough data for them to consider if this is a massive failure on the Awakened ability side or not. So anyways, moving on to the next slide. Let's talk about some reworks, right? So multiple reworks are looking likely, which is why I think it could be this Sinister Six kind of Superior Six kind of setup. That being said, it's possible not everyone will be winners here, and I would not upgrade them until more is known. What I mean by that is, when they did the Sinister Six rework, clearly not everyone benefited across the board. There was reworks to everyone, but the clear winners were characters like Vulture and Mysterio, and characters like Shocker. Well, Shocker was okay actually, but better when you use him with Doc Ock, right? And Rhino was not really that good either. So I would wait until like there's more known about the kits before I go around upgrading characters like Storm. This also could be ahead of an Xavier release who will be X-Men tagged. They did confirm way back when they talked about him that he would have the X-Men tag. It would be silly for him not to. So this could be a way of them kind of looking into this ahead of time and getting ahead of some of the other X-Men characters who may be getting reworked. So let's move on to the first one that we knew about, Storm. So first of the reworks that I had originally heard about, but she will not have the Immortal X-Men tag. She might, however, still get some more broader benefit through the X-Men tag, and I think that she will be getting a rework and some changes to her kit. Now, how extensive that is, what kind of base stat reworks that we're looking at, I can't tell you that. I don't know how if she's going to be good at the end of it. I just know that they're going to be doing something with her. But unfortunately, I'm here to tell you also that she's not going to have that Immortal X-Men tag, which does mean that her value probably won't be as good as obviously the characters that will have that tag, because that's going to be the primary team, the main team for the month of December. So just wanted to kind of let you guys know about that one. That's a little bit disappointing to hear now to have that finalized to me. This one's going to be interesting though. I think a lot of people might be excited about this. So one of the first official reworks for the Immortal X-Men is going to be Cable. He's finally getting the X-Men love. Cable was formerly on the X-Force team, which is a war offense team, or was a war offense team, and he will have the Immortal X-Men tag, which means that he should also get the X-Men base tag too, because Cable doesn't actually have that in the game right now, and I wanna touch on that a little bit here. So Cable, right? You know, his tags are here in the game. You can see it, and he lucky for me, right? I pulled this 3 diamond for Cable. I don't know when I did that, but I'm gonna be able to get some value out of that, which is amazing. Really happy about that going forward. But you can see some of his traits here, and the X-Force trait doesn't actually have the X-Men tag associated with it at this point in time. It was only X-23, I believe, who was given the X-Men tag separately. So there we go. Now let's talk a little bit about what could happen to Cable's kit, because it's quite interesting, right? Because he has the on-spawn fill speed bar by 5%. I don't know if this is going to go up or whatever, but what was great about this though was that it was available in all game, or sorry, offense or defense. You know, it didn't really matter. Whereas there's some characters like Kang and Oath and things like that that are specifically for offense. So I think that Cable is he needs a lot of. I think he needs a lot of work. I don't think his kit is that good. There is this, however, right? And so I'm wondering, maybe they can co-opt this to whatever game mode it turns into. The on war offense, on spawn, gain charged, and then fill speed bar for self and all Immortal X-Men allies, right? By 5% plus 5% per Immortal X4, goddamn, Immortal X-Men ally, right? And so that could be quite a lot, because it's for the team too. And that's what made them go faster in war under X-Force. So turn bar is always good. Speed bar is always good. And the additional that as well puts people ahead of it in things like mirror matches, although I guess that would be available. Not, it wouldn't be a mirror match because it would be available on all. His kit, his actual kit was okay, but I think that it needs to do a little bit more now. It reduces speed bar. Like when he has charge, he, like, you know, his gun turns into like the big gun, and then he reduces more speed bar, but it's actually like, is that 20? It's only 20%. Does it do more at the T4? I don't have any T4s on him. And he does, if charge, clear all positive effects. So that's interesting, right? Because he does have a charge mechanic, which is something that Storm had too, right? So there might be other characters that kind of utilize this charge mechanic across the board. You know, maybe one of the newer characters kind of do that to help some of these other characters out. It was an okay attack, and his ultimate did unfortunately require a kill when you're with Deadpool, although it says on kill fill cables and speed bars. So if he gets a kill, he's gonna get like a lot of speed bar from that, and then this if this actually gets a base stat rework, could be a crap ton of damage, right? Like 530% unavoidable damage with the new base stat changes could be quite significant, and it's unavoidable. But that's about all it does. It's literally just damage. So I feel like Cable does need a fair bit of extra stuff onto his kit to really make him decent. And given the fact that this is a brand new team, I really hope that they do a little bit more with this kit, because I think it does need some more love. So anyways, back to the PowerPoint slide. Yes, Cable is the first rework for Immortal X-Men. That's exciting. Second, you might have seen it as I was flipping around because I had them hearted. We have Beast. Now, Beast is formerly of Astonishing X-Men Acclaim alongside Jubilee, which is a mutant raid team, or was a mutant raid team, right? This is the second official rework for the Immortal X-Men, and this makes me think maybe they're raid related, right? Because Astonishing X-Men was a raid team. Beast was the support character for the former raid team. Let's talk about Beast. He's over here. I did heart him as well. So he's also from he also has the Uncanny X-Men tag. So this is going to be his third X-Men tag, his third X-Men team tag. This one's going to be pretty crazy. And so he does have, I don't think he needs actually as much as Cable does as far as changes. He has some pretty interesting stuff in his kit as far as support goes, right? He gives tons of buffs. I think what they're going to do is that they're basically going to turn all of this to just X-Men allies. So it works across the board. They've been doing that with stuff like Emma Frost X-Men, for example. Like a lot of her callouts are just X-Men. So I think that's what they're going to do for this. Strip all of this out. They did this with Doctor Strange as well. For the Astral team, they just stripped it to all allies. And so I think that they're going to do the same for this. It could be all allies. It could be just X-Men allies. But nonetheless, he buffs the shit out of all of them. And I'm hoping that it goes from 1 turn to 2 turns. Because I think nowadays, we need 2 turns on these buffs. So offense up, defense up, speed up, and then generate ability energy and all of that to the team, and then regen with the T4. They need to do that for like 2 turns, basically. So hopefully that gets a little bit of a bump. He also had this weird stuff on his basic where he actually like has campaigns and challenges, like a 3 medal. Like if you used him in campaigns, you could still get the 3-star even if somebody died. That was a really weird part of his kit. And he just does a lot of healing. I think things like these stat buffs are going to go away as well. But hopefully his special, which does cleanse, is going to be just stripped down to all X-Men allies or even just all allies. And then, does a little bit more healing than 2 injured allies. Hopefully it like heals everyone across the board. I think that's probably what they need. And Beast Basic does some flipping, which actually is probably fine. Honestly, hits multiple targets. I think with new base stats, it's fine. Let's probably, if they want to give flip 2, that'd be great. But otherwise, I think it's also if he does a counterattack or an assist. Does he have? Oh, it was Jubilee, because when he was working with Jubilee, he'd get a bunch of assists that way. So there we go. That's Beast. You know what? Just because I can, I don't have him quite leveled up. I need to save my gold for Astral, but he is going to be the second official confirmed rework to go alongside the Immortal X-Men. So I'm really happy about that, and I think that's going to make a lot of people happy, I think, because some people would have had him upgraded, especially veterans, I suppose. And that's the reason why I'm bringing this up, too, is so that you can start farming the characters for their shards. If you don't have Cable, if you're a new and mid-game player and you don't have Cable or Beast at 7-star, I would highly recommend, diverting and farming shards for them now so that you're ahead of this in a month's time. Okay, moving on to one more thing that we have to talk about is some new characters. So these are going to be some iconic characters with connections to Xavier as we continue along in the Age of X storyline. And these are important members of the wider X-Men family. And I'm here to share with you one more character, and that's going to be Jean Grey. Now, I am super excited that Jean Grey is coming to Marvel Strike Force, and I hope all of you are as well. Now, as far as, which version of Jean this is going to be, this is going to be a brand new version of her. This is not a Phoenix rework, just to be absolutely clear about this. It is going to be Jean Grey. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the Krakoa version or the classic Jean Grey aesthetic. She will absolutely have the Immortal X-Men tag, so she is the first new character that I'm here to reveal to you guys that's going to be coming to this team. I know someone's going to correct me in the comments down below. I'm pretty sure that I love Marvel Snap, by the way. I love the cards anyways, in the design, so that's why, for lack of, other photos to show you, I like to use their cards. But I think this is the Marvel Girl costume that she kind of started wearing in the Krakoa era, but it's probably also a costume from like the old days. I'm not that old, so like I I didn't read those, but this is that version. I don't know if we're gonna get the blue sort of classic version from like the 90s cartoon. That's what I remember anyways. So maybe that this she'll have maybe a great opportunity to have multiple costumes actually for Jean Grey. I would probably buy that. So as far as which one, I think that because we're in that Age of X storyline or the Krakoa era of MSF, I think this is probably what we're going to get, but we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. Now, I am super excited. I don't know about you guys, but I really hope that this team hits it out of the park. So that's what I'm able to share with you guys so far about the Immortal X-Men. So we do have Beast, we do have Cable not Captain Britain. We have Beast and Cable as the confirmed reworks for the Immortal X-Men. And then we have Jean Grey coming as one of the new characters. And then we have Storm, which is what I know so far, this gonna have like an X-Men rework. I don't know to what extent she's going to be good or usable. And like I said in the beginning of the video, or in the video, is that I think we might be seeing a broader sort of rework to the X-Men tag characters, or at least some of them anyways, to maybe make them more usable across multiple game modes. I'm hoping that they tried this last year, right? They did a minor rework with X-Men characters, Phoenix, Jubilee, Colossus, Kitty Pride, and it didn't really materialize that much. It wasn't very good. So I'm hoping their attempt at this one goes a little bit better, and there's some more broader usability across the board, especially characters with like Storm and Beast. I believe there was like there's some callouts here and there, and a lot of them have charged. Like Storm and Cable both have charged. So maybe there's going to be another character coming to the team, or maybe Jean Grey, has some way to give charges to the other characters as well. I think I said something about magic in my last video. That's not off the cards yet either. I just don't know 100%, and I can't confirm that that is going to be the case. And as far as the other new characters to this team, hopefully that's something I can share with you in the near future as well. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you excited about this new X-Men team? Because I am, and I'm totally excited that Jean Grey is going to be coming to Marvel Strike Force. So that's it for now, everyone. And also, don't make sure to hit that like, that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so that you can keep up to date for all things MSF and Boilon when I'm able to share with you guys about all this exciting stuff coming to the game. And until next time, everybody stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.